Transport Act number 2 of 2002. The other policy is the National Human Settlement Development Policy of 2000, which is implemented through the National Land Use Planning Act of number 6 of 2007, the Town Planners Act number 7 of 2007, and next slide. Yeah, and the Urban Planning Act number 8 of 2008. All land in Tanzania is the public land vested in the President as trustee on behalf of all Tanzanians. Since 1995, after formulation of land policy, all land in Tanzania has got value. So if you want to acquire land in Tanzania, you have to pay full, fair, and prompt compensation. The land tenure in Tanzania, different from other countries, including Kenya, is a leasehold, not a freehold. We have the Ministry of Land have got several institutions under it, and those institutions include the National Housing Corporation, National Land Use Planning Commission, National Housing and Building Research Agency, dealing with the issues related to affordable housing, Ardhi Institute Tabora, and Ardhi Institute Morogoro. Land in Tanzania can be categorized into three: village land, covering 70% of the total land area in Tanzania; general land, covering 2% of the total land; and the rest, 28% is the reserved land. Land ownership for the general land. The right of occupancy within Tanzania are principally issued to Tanzanian citizens or group of citizens, public institution, organization, association, or companies. Land Act number 4 of 1999 and its regulation has stated comprehensive procedures that must be adhered before one is allocated land. Allocation of land to non-citizens, companies, or associations are permitted only for investment purpose in accordance with the Tanzania Investment Act of 1997. And the window for non-Tanzanian to access land is through Tanzania Investment Center. Land ownership for village land. If you want to acquire land that is situated in a village, as we said, a big chunk of land is the village land, which is 70% of the total land in Tanzania. The village land is the land that has been declared as being falling under jurisdiction of land management of a registered village. The management of village land is in the hand of village council. So if you need to acquire land from village, you need to go to the village council and not to the Ministry of Land. Landholder in the village land are issued with certificate of customary right of occupants. Kwa kule Tanzania tunaita hati miliki ya kimila. The legally secured certificate of customary right of occupants have equal status to granted right of occupants. Ukipata ile hati miliki ya kimila ina nguvu sawa ya kisheria kama ile hati tunaoipata kwenye general land. Unaweza kufanyia chochote. Facilitating diaspora to own land in Tanzania. We know for sure that you are faced with several problems when trying to access land in Tanzania. Issues of forgery, fraud, scarcity of surveyed plot. Sometimes you give fund to your relative to buy you a plot, but they squander the money. We understand you are facing a lot of problems. But how to overcome those problems? First of all, we are going to create awareness on land administration. Secondly, we are going to use our planning authority to make sure that we shift from allocating plot to individuals and start using allocation of plots to developers, to land developers, with the view that most of us, we need land in order for us to get houses. So with real estate developers like National Housing, Global Land Solutions, and the like, you will be facilitated to own a house without having yourself concentrating first to buy land, bare land, trying to construct by your own and things like that. We advise you as diaspora to buy houses constructed by various real estate developers. As I said, the National Housing, PPF, PSPF, National Social Security Fund, and we do have also the Watumishi Housing. You can get your house readily available. You need not to send money for you to get a plot. Start thinking of how you are going to develop it and things like that. So we encourage you to use this real estate developer for you to acquire, for you to get your house. Next slide. Yeah. As an alternative for you to get land, you can formulate a group, identify your requirement. For example, you require a certain block at Kigamboni. You identify, you set a group, you identify that you require a block, not a plot, a block for diaspora in Kinondoni, for example, or in Temeke. You identify the area of your interest, that is Temeke, raise sufficient amount of fund for land acquisition. As I said, starting from 1995, land, after having our national land policy, land has got value. So in order for you to acquire land, you need to pay full compensation. So you have to raise funds, sufficient funds for you to compensate someone in order for you to acquire land. Plan it. You have private surveyor who can assist you in planning, or even the real estate developers can assist you in doing all those things. The issue is for you to organize yourself and have sufficient fund that will necessitate the acquisition, that will facilitate the acquisition of land. Next slide. Okay, thank you. Is it really? Okay. Concerning the issues related to land, I think that's right. Yeah, you skipped one slide. We have, as I said before, we have a delegation from the Ministry of Land, and with collaboration with our boundary partner, National Housing Corporation, Global Land Solution, a team developers will be available here today and on Sunday to make sure that we respond to diversified questions and issues that are related to land. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Hussein. And we go to the National Housing Presenter, Mr. David Shambwe. And at the end of all presentations, we will welcome a few questions, depending on the amount of time left. But like the presenter just said, they're here all the way to the end of this convention to make sure that we have the opportunity to ask them questions on matters that can help us acquire land in Tanzania. And now I would like to invite David, as soon as the presentation has been set up.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you.
You can use.
I'm going to stand. Thank you very much for your time. I would like to share with you the opportunity for real estate in Tanzania, particularly what National Housing does for the majority of Tanzanians, and how best as a diaspora we'll be able to benefit. In this presentation, we usually discuss and engage a lot of time with investors. So when I discuss with you, I take two perspectives: as individual investors, or you might be having some partners, or yourself, you wish to invest in Tanzania. Okay, while he's trying to fix it, I can keep on presenting and then catch up once we reach there. So generally, National Housing Corporation has been, it was the first corporation to be established in Tanzania by the government of Tanzania in 1962, immediately after independence. This was the first corporation to be established. And apparently the real estate sector contributes 20% of national GDP. So we talk of the real estate sector and construction, the infrastructure, 20% of GDP. Why am I trying to tell you about that? It's important when 20% of the GDP, what does it imply? It means this particular sector is all to grow. So it's a good opportunity for people to be able to catch up with the moment. Our organization has gone through reforms. For the past 4 years, we've gone through reforms, transforming national housing to become a different platform to enhance housing solutions for Tanzanians. Most of us were recruited from the private sector, coming to see how best can we put this corporation into different perspectives. And we think we have a lot of full support from the government, from the State House, everywhere. We get full support. Their support gives us energy to be able to drive forward our best we can. Apparently, we are doing various programs. We're doing affordable housing countrywide. Our target before December, we're going to be in all regions countrywide, 22 regions. And by next year, we'll be in all districts, 150 districts countrywide. So that enables you to buy a home for your mother, your uncle, in your village home. But apart from that, in cities, we own 5 to 30% of the land in the cities. All central business district of Tanzania, we own from 5 to 30%. These are actual property in prime land. In our development programs, we are using urban development program. In urban development programs, we crash down the value of the property, which are sitting on high value land, but the yield benefit of the property is much less. So what we usually do, we crash down the property and put in modern property that can give us more revenue. But we also do that, we crash down the property and put mixed-use development, whereby the residents, they can live in the complex while getting necessary services, commercial, clubhouse, entertainment, all together under one roof. To enable the city to become live. Today, Dar es Salaam, in the morning, everybody comes in town. In the evening, everybody goes home. So we're working hard to make sure that Dar es Salaam city and the other cities are live and people are getting benefit. We have had challenges. The market in real estate used to be overpriced because of lack of supplies. The property developers were not there, existing. But when we walk in, our job was simple: producing house as much as we can, everybody to get opportunity to own home. Banks were not willing to offer mortgage. We went through reforms of the law. In 2008, we participated in making sure that the law reforms take place. Became Unit Titles Act to enable condominium section title people to own and get necessary rights. We went further. We go to the Mortgage Financial Special Provision Act to reform the mortgage financing, whereby banks were much worried to extend loan to people because somebody would have been able to go to the court and create an injunction. But we overcome and remove that. To date, if you take a property and they don't sell the loan, then go to court, they ask you 2 questions. Do you take a mortgage? Yes. Have you saved your loan? No. That's it. The property is gone. That makes the bank to be comfortable. But we went further, asking the bank, you're not comfortable yet, but we'll sell the property to our customers. And if you go to the market, you don't get customer, we can buy back the property. We now give them bank guarantee. Now go try to sell the property to the market. If you don't get customer, bring it back. We'll take it, we'll refurnish and sell it to another person. So we give the bank comfort. We have 12 bank partners now. CRDB, Tanzania are among our partners, and the rest, we have 12 banks. They're offering mortgage to people. We're now doing a lot of education. There's opportunity for you guys. For those of you who are related mortgage accredited people, there's so many knowledge required for people. People doesn't know a lot of skills about mortgages, mortgage financing, how to personal finance management. There's opportunities. You can come and do it. Another thing, you need to invest for property whole, because you can buy a house for your mother, or you can buy a house. And remember, the good thing about our property are located in prime land. We do satellite city. We have almost 10 satellite cities. Today, we are doing. In Arusha, we have 2. In Dar es Salaam, we have 2. We have one Luguruni and another at Kigamboni, we call it Salam Creek. But we have a series of small projects, like 200 units going on in different parts of Tanzania. So our target is meeting 15,000 housing units by 2015. But so far we have a lot of units at the planning stage, production stage. So I'm trying to see how I can just show you some few snapshot of stuff, because the file is too heavy. The computer is small. We'll try to see if we can get a chance tomorrow in the showcase what we have, for you to be able to see exactly what can be useful for you.
On the big screen.
On the big screen, yeah, tomorrow.
We'll put it on a better
So what I'm trying to ask you guys, we have a booth there. Get time to visit us. If you get time tomorrow, we'll discuss more. I'll show you exactly the development that we have. You can exactly see what we're talking about. And for those, we have a number of people who've already purchased properties in diaspora. And apparently, I have a lot of customers from Ethiopia. I have a lot of customers. Most of them are working in European Union. I have a lot of customers in Europe. I have some good market which is also coming up from the USA. So I one day bring in people to witness. And actually, I have one of my customers here. She was in Tanzania last week and enjoyed a lot of our service. Our service is special. I know that most of you, when you come in, you don't have a car, right? But we take you to the site, we're using our car with our sales team. You just raise a question through the internet, we get answers. We make sure that we get the best service that we can. All right, thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shambwe. Actually, it's unfortunate that we don't have the presentation, but we will have the opportunity to see it later. And my takeaway, just because the presentation was incomplete, is that
We can't hear you.
we can't hear you.
We got.
Put closer.
Okay, can you hear me now? Yes. Sorry about that. The takeaway that I'd like to share with you, because the presentation was incomplete, machine failure, is that there is a huge opportunity for both investment and just looking for ownership of housing and even acquisition of land. And the National Housing Corporation has put in place a mechanism that allows us to deal on matters of real estate with mortgage facilities that are well supported by banks, and most of the risk factors that banks take into account and tend to deny, looks like they've covered them very well. So if you qualify, and many of us I know would love to own houses there, would be great. The second thing that I picked up is that as a business within the area, the mortgage industry itself is a big business, is a wide business. So there are areas within that, whether it is mortgage origination exercises or whatever it is, there is various skill sets and services required from the point you notice where to buy a house until you close. There is a lot of services which you can do, and using the diaspora experience and run a good business that brings you profit and also creates employment at home. I thought I should just add, and if I made a mistake, the speaker can correct it. So I'd like to give you another round of applause for a very good presentation. Moving on, we are coming to another very important presentation by Andrew Mkapa, who will be talking to us on the issues of BRELA. They have the mandate and the registration of companies in the country. Almost all of us trying to do business there, we're going to have to deal with BRELA at some point. Mr. Mkapa, welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm on the ski.
No.
With the microphone.
Just use
Okay.
the microphone.
It's okay, no problem. Okay, my name is Andrew Mkapa. I'm the Deputy Registrar with the Business Registrations and Licensing Agency in Tanzania. My presentation will cover about 7 topics. First of all, next slide, please. We'll see what is BRELA. We'll also share to see the various roles that BRELA has. We'll see the vision and mission statement of BRELA. And then we will hear the registration of companies in Tanzania mainland, and we will later on see or know why I say Tanzania mainland and not Tanzania. We will also have a summary of the 2014 Doing Business report. I will also share with you some new developments that BRELA has done so far to improve its, the way of doing business. And then we will also share, I will also share with you some challenges and strategies that BRELA has come with to overcome the same challenges. Next. So, BRELA is an acronym for Business Registrations and Licensing Agency. This is a semi-autonomous agency which is under the Ministry of Industry and Trade. It is not all that new anymore, but this is a department, it is an institution which was formerly a department under the Ministry of Industry and Trade, known as the Office of the Registrar of Companies. And I think you're aware that during the late 90s, there were some public service reforms in the country, and one of the reforms was that some of the government departments were turned into what are known as government executive agents, so as to give them a semi-autonomous status, and so as the decisions could be made easier, so as to do away with the unnecessary bureaucratic procedures if the institutions are managed directly by the central government. So it was established in 1999. It is managed by the Chief Executive Officer, who is also the Registrar of Companies, Business Name, Patents, Trademarks, and in Tanzania. And at the moment, we have about 60 employees, and our offices are situated only in Dar es Salaam. Next slide, please. Some of our roles as BRELA. The first one is to register companies under the Companies Act, Cap 212. We also register what are known as business names under Cap 213. These, I think, here in the US are known as DBAs, doing business as. Those are the business names. We call them business names. And we also register trademarks and service marks, what are known as industrial property laws. We also issue industrial licenses under that law, which is number 10 of 1967.